Good morning, YouTube. So on today's video we're going to talk about the placebo effect, specifically relating to bananas, because this is a motorcycle channel. So let's start talking about psychology and reviewing fruits and vegetables, because fuck it, I had the air rifle out the other week. I can do what I want, it's my channel. Now, a long time ago I was at a party with a guy I worked with called John, and somebody whose name I can't remember thought it would be really funny by giving John a vitamin C pill and telling him that it was acid. Now, John was a little bit drunk, and obviously being drunk, it makes you a little bit susceptible to suggestion, and we watched John lose his tiny little mind thinking that he was high on acid. And you know, I remember somebody, I think it was one of my aunts or uncles, doing the same with my brother when we were kids, giving him non-alcoholic beer and watching him get absolutely slotted on non-alcoholic beer, because the placebo effect is very real. If you believe something strongly enough to have an effect on your body or your mind, then it will. And I think the same goes for a lot of treatments. I firmly believe that acupuncture is a placebo. And after a bike crash in 2018, I had a physio that wanted to do acupuncture on me. And I said, no thanks, I don't believe in acupuncture. And she said, well, with that attitude, it won't work. And, you know, to me, that shows, well, you know, that's a placebo then, isn't it? If I need to believe that it works for it to actually work. So, bananas. I said I was going to talk about bananas in this video. And people say that you should eat a banana before doing your driving test, or riding test for that matter. I've seen it pop up on Reddit quite a few times recently on Learn a Driver UK. Should I eat a banana before my test? And you know, the idea is that the added potassium that you're putting into your system will help keep you calm. In reality, you're not getting nearly enough potassium for it to have any effect at all on what you're doing. And ultimately, if bananas, you know, were that powerful at affecting and regulating mood, you would be able to, you know, get high off like concentrated banana juice or whatever. I mean, you don't go round your mate's house and put on Pink Floyd and drink banana smoothies until you're absolutely tripping balls, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you genuinely believe that a banana will help keep you calm, then it might work. You know, eat a banana. Why not? If you don't believe bananas will keep you calm on your test, then unfortunately eating a banana is not going to have any bearing on your test. Now, I've been in this industry for 16 years, and when I started out, the old placebo of choice was a Mars bar. I remember in the early noughts there was a Mars advertising campaign: a Mars a day helps you work, rest and play. And when I was doing my GCSEs, lots of people were eating bananas before doing an exam, because chocolate, you know, helps with dopamine production, which is a happy hormone, and also spiking your blood sugar just before doing a really boring exam or a driving test. Not that much of a bad idea. It's going to give you a bit more energy, might help you focus a little bit. Now, when I became a driving instructor in 2010, people were still eating Mars bars, and the little corner shop next to the test centre in Gilham Road in Bournemouth was doing a roaring trade of trainees going in there and buying Mars bars before their test. At the time, I actually started to believe that it was a viral marketing campaign by Mars. I don't know if this is true or not, and I've got no real way of verifying that. But if you are, you know, the Mars marketing genius that came up with that, fair fucking play, because that is really clever viral marketing. I guess as times move on, you know, trends change. For a while I had a lot of trainees with special crystals, and now it seems to be bananas. But you know, at the end of the day, I believe them all to be placebos when it comes to doing a test. Now, what I have noticed over the 16 years of myself in this industry is the people that go in for the placebos tend to be the ones that don't pass their test. Now, my justification for this, or my logic for this, is based on that they tend to be the ones that are incredibly nervous. And if you are nervous, generally that's going to cause you problems on your test. Now, when we're doing our tests, we want to make sure that we're calm, we're focused, and most importantly, we're relaxed. It's especially important on a bike to be relaxed, because if you're nervous, you're going to stiffen up your grip on the handlebars. That's going to make your throttle very, very jerky. Your steering's going to be quite over inputted. You're going to stiffen up your shoulders. The bike's not going to lean nearly as effectively. And also, when we get nervous on a bike, we tend to not push our gaze up the road and look where we want to go. When we start panicking, we start looking more, at the things in our immediate surround. On a bike, that makes it feel like you're going a lot faster than what you are, and that's only going to make you more nervous, and that is much more likely than not going to be the thing that costs you or causes you the problem that makes you make a fault that costs you your test. So, should I eat a banana before my test? Well, yeah, if you regularly eat bananas and you like bananas, eat a banana if you like them. You like bananas, go for it. Why not? If you genuinely believe the placebo effect that eating a banana will help calm you down, then, well, a placebo can work and also be a placebo. So if that's the case, then yeah, eat a banana. If you don't like bananas, then I wouldn't recommend eating a banana. I'd recommend eating something else and believing that that works instead. Because remember, it's just a placebo at the end of the day. So, maybe go for a bacon sandwich. If you like bacon, bacon contains small amounts of potassium. Why not use that? Let's go with that. That's my advice. You should eat a bacon sandwich before your test, because it's all a placebo and it doesn't really matter. Thanks for watching.